So today I wanted to talk about how I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at age 30. I am currently 31, but was diagnosed last February. So I got married in June of 2022, and about 6 months after that, my husband and I started trying to get pregnant. So this was about December, January of 2023. So we took a few months, it wasn't happening. But I had always heard wait until you were trying for about a year before you go talk to your doctor. At this point, I didn't really think I had any symptoms of anything. I lived a very normal life. I went to the doctors once, twice a year. I started developing really bad anxiety, but this was around pandemic time. This was just me getting older. I thought it could just be that. So fast forward to the fall of 2023, I started getting very just stressed out about it. I felt like something could be wrong since I wasn't getting pregnant, but I do know it's common with a lot of people. So I went to my yearly gynecologist appointment in November of 2023, and she did my usual pelvic exam. Everything was normal. My blood work was totally normal, but she said we could do an internal ultrasound or some more blood work, basically. But she knew my AMH levels were a little bit low, which is, I think, your ovarian reserve. So, how many eggs that I had at the time. And we were a little worried about that, but thought it would maybe just need a little bit of help with getting pregnant, like a Clomid or something like that. Okay, so I had my appointment with her in November. Then we had the holidays over December, and then January 2024. This is something crazy I've never actually talked about on here. We slept over a friend's house on New Year's Eve, and the morning after, so New Year's Day, my husband and I were driving home, and I had a voice come into my head, and I've never had this happen in my life. And the voice said, "It's gonna be a really hard year." And I can still remember the exact intersection we were at. I can remember every aspect of this voice. It was like a male voice. And I've never had this happen. And I don't know if other people who've gone through something hard have. Let me know in the comments. But it was just very weird. I remember being like, oh, that was weird. Like, just push it out of your brain, pretend like that didn't happen. And I thought maybe that could mean like IVF, or I don't know, maybe like a job issue. I definitely never in a million years thought it would get as dark as it did. But yeah, that was a very crazy part. So actually, a week after I had that weird feeling, I think this was probably like January 7th, sometime around that, I went back to my OB, and she had me do an internal ultrasound. And at this internal ultrasound, which they're terrible to begin with, but she had the stick thing in me for what felt like 10 minutes. The radiologist, I think, is who does it. And it was just silent in there the whole time. I was just sitting there kind of panicking, and I will never forget her saying, "Are you in pain?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like right now, or when? Like on my period?" And she said, "Like all the time." And I was like, "No, I don't think. I just, like, I have bad periods, but like I live pretty normal, so I don't think so." She's just like, "Okay." And then she took it out, and then I went and met with my doctor.